Big game this weekend. Big game. Miami versus North Carolina. And honestly, I know a lot of people are talking about this is a must win for Miami. This is a must win for the North Carolina Tar Heels as well. Because Miami is ranked as a top 25 team, they need this win for their college football chances, right? Because I think they play Duke. Their quarterback is hurt right now. You got Clemson. They're unranked. Who knows if they're going to make their way back into the top 25. So they need this win on their resume to continue their undefeated season, to try to win the ACC, and to try to make it into the college football playoffs. Now, of course, Miami needs this win because, one, if they want to try to win the ACC and make the college football playoffs, they can't afford any more losses. Now, the talk of national media and the narrative is Miami season's over. Shut down the season, it's over. They lost to Georgia Tech at home, it's over. But when you dive into the game, we know it. You know, we Miami Hurricane fans, so we watched the game, and we know that Miami won basically every category when you watch the game. Miami did everything they were supposed to do, but not turn over the ball and take a knee. In Georgia Tech, hats off to them. They took advantage of horrible refereeing, careless with the ball, football, and they won. They won on the last second play to Leary. But just because that happened, that does not mean you erase the first four games where Miami was 4-0. It does not mean everything Miami has accomplished and can accomplish is now gone because of one horrific decision. So, spoiler alert, I got Miami beating North Carolina. This week, Miami will go into Chapel Hill, look Mac Brown in the eye, look Drake May in the eye. We're going to go in there, take the dub, and walk out. Now, why do I think that? First of all, North Carolina is a very talented team. They're undefeated, played South Carolina, played Minnesota, played Syracuse. So they've taken on some Power 5 teams when not a lot of people have scheduled that many Power 5 teams. When you look at Drake May, I've already made a video on him. This kid is special, can make every throw, can run with the ball, a legit dual threat quarterback who can beat you in any way. He is a gamer. He's going to lead his team, not afraid of the moment, Heisman hopeful, everything. I'm not taking anything away from Drake May. Everybody talks about Tez Walker, which I'm not ready to crown Tez Walker just yet because he caught 6 passes last week, but he really didn't show me anything that make me shaking in my boots. Somebody I will talk about is Nate McCullum. And I brought him up in the last video, and I couldn't remember him. I was like, that name sounds familiar. Nate McCullum was with Georgia Tech last year, and he went for 101 yards against our team, scored a touchdown. So the national media, they're going to continue to pipe up the storyline of Tez Walker when really, to me, I'm wondering if we can stop their leading receiver, Nate McCullum, and not just because he is their leading receiver, because he with Georgia Tech at that time had a terrible quarterback. I don't think Haynes King is a terrible quarterback, but they had a terrible quarterback last year, and he was able to catch like 8 passes on us for 101 yards. I know different rosters and stuff like that, but so he got my respect. So Miami has to watch out for him. When I look at their 2 running backs, watching North Carolina, I thought that they were going to be a pass-happy squad, but Mac Brown knows, that new offensive staff knows, you got to be balanced, and they want to be balanced. Hampton is a tough runner. So it's not that I'm disrespecting North Carolina. I just look at this matchup as Miami's coming in here with more focus, more fire than it's ever had. They've taken the coffee. They've taken the Cafecito because of how they played this week. And as I said, just because of that coaching mistake does not take away what this team has done the first 4 weeks, the first 5 weeks. And when I look at this Miami team, I say, North Carolina, you have not faced a defensive line like the Miami Hurricanes. You have not faced a tackling team like the Miami Hurricanes. If North Carolina is going to beat Miami, they're going to have to get some yards on the ground. They're going to have to be able to run the ball. Miami has not allowed over a 100-yard rusher yet this season. I believe the average is right below 60 or something for rushing yards allowed for this team. This team is a very, very good defensive team. Probably top 10 in all categories, talking about Miami here. So is Miami perfect on defense? No. I would feel very confident if Miami gets Akeem Mesidor. Everybody, like I said, the national media, they're going to tell y'all about Cam Kitchings, and they're going to tell you about Leonard Taylor, which is rightfully so. But if Akeem Mesidor plays, who is a freak, along with Branson Dean, and then, of course, we got the young buck, Ruben Bain, I just see this defense able to really get to Drake May, really pressure Drake May, and be able to make plays. Drake May, he is a great player, so he will get his. He also has 4 interceptions on the season. And I'm not going to lie, some of the passes he gets away with is just pure, he's just a talented player. But sometimes that will get you in trouble, and I think if Miami's going to win this game, they can't have any pass deflections. It can't be any almost interceptions. It can't be any, we dropped the interception, my bad. Jaden Davis against Bethune-Cookman, jumps a route, drops the pass. To Corey Couch last week, has a chance to make the interception, does it. So if Miami's going to win this game like I think they are, the most important thing is you're going to have to force a or multiple mistakes from Drake May. If Miami's going to win this game, Tyler Van Dyke has to play clean. I'm not happy with Tyler Van Dyke's performance against Georgia Tech. But does that mean I ignore what he's done up to that? Does that mean I ignore him having 16 touchdowns on the season? No, the Georgia Tech fiasco happened, but that doesn't take away from everything Miami's put on film and they've put on paper. North Carolina's tight end, I'm wondering how their tight ends are going to match up versus our linebackers, because I think I haven't seen our linebackers tested in coverage. And Drake May, if you give him time, if he makes the first guy miss, he can throw it to the middle to a tight end, or if the safety's creeping up to try to come make the tackle on Drake May, he will throw a Amazon Prime delivery right over the top of your heads. So, I do worry about their tight ends. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to disrespect North Carolina, guys, but I think Miami gets this victory. When you look at it from the other side, you look at Miami's offense, I think they're going to be able to run the ball on North Carolina. I like their linebacker 33. I like the cornerback Huzzy. Him versus Jacoby George. Him versus Xavier Restrepo is going to be a fun matchup. But I don't think they faced the offensive line like ours too. I mean, when I watched that Appalachian State game, I watch a offensive line that gave their quarterback time and that was able to run the ball when they needed to. Now, that was a couple weeks down the road. North Carolina, these last 2 games, has been firing on all cylinders, putting up 40-piece McChickens on Syracuse, Minnesota. But I just honestly feel like they have not faced a Miami Hurricane team that offensive and defensive line like we have. I expect Don Chaney to come into this game fired up, ready to set the tone into I think he's gonna be playing with a little bit of fire. Shout out to Don Chaney Jr. I'll say this: if Miami can win the turnover game, limit possessions, which is easier to do nowadays because of the new rules, they can limit the times we see Drake May on the ball, force turnovers. They can win this game. When I look at North Carolina, if they're able to run the ball, it's going to be a long day. If they're able to be the team that can run on this Miami front seven, we already know what Drake May is going to get you. Drake May is going to get you 1 or 2 touchdowns. If they're able to run the ball and be balanced like they want to be, it could be a long day for Miami. But my prediction, the Miami Hurricanes win this game. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you got any questions about this game, leave it in the comments. I may put up a video before game time kicks off